Welcome to Coca channel. My name is Loma and let's start with Sabertooth. This is a light baby blue but also a little gray corally, almost pearly base filled with subtle blue shimmer. The polish dries matte on its own and honestly it looks like that white corrector thingy we used in school while matte. However, when a glossy top coat is added, Sabertooth becomes like snow on a sunny yet cold winter's day. In some shots it looks more blue than it is in real life, but it is in fact a light baby blue like shown here in this clip. I also had a little bit of a problem with this formula. It didn't want to lay on itself properly, so I had to use brutal force in some places. It seems to level pretty well for a pastel, but don't expect miracles. It will look a little bumpy and lumpy here and there. The formula is definitely not my favorite, but the shade itself looks pretty in real life. Sabertooth requires 3 coats to reach the full opacity. I also got Moonjelly. Here we have a pearly base filled with mini iridescent flakies that shift from orange to pink to blue to purple. It also has scattered holographic glitter in it. It seems like it does cover the nail fully in 3 coats, but then again my nails broke off just before the swatching party, so I guess we'll never know. If only there was a hero who owns the shade who could comment in the comment section below to confirm or deny for us poor souls. Anyways, Moonjelly also looks pretty nice on Sabertooth as a topper. I don't really have any other light shades to try this on with, so I'll leave it at that. Also, what the hell is this secret magical blue violet purple Moonjelly glow? Finally, I realized why Sand Viper looks so different on every person I see. Well, apparently it is in a dusty rose corally base. So if you apply 2 coats of Sand Viper, it doesn't cover the nail completely, therefore it adapts to your particular nail color. But if you apply 3 coats, it's more true to the color in the bottle. So the choice is yours on how you want to use it, but I honestly was pleasantly surprised that the Corally Nude lets us have a few different shades of nude from the same polish. Sand Viper also has orange to gold fine shimmer. I feel like it's the same type as in Flight of the Monarchs. Yes, Mooncat, don't you ever stop putting that specific fine quality shimmer on your nail polishes. This is exactly what I pay $15 for. Wait a minute, I didn't pay for these polishes. Nice. Anyways, ultrahot was on my wishlist for quite a while, and after the successful purchase of my first orange that I liked, which is Flight of the Monarchs, I got very cocky about liking orange polish. So I bought ultrahot as well. This is an orange to red to pink duochrome that does look pretty metallic. It also has a subtle yellow shimmer in it. Honestly, this shade didn't wow me at all. It is rather boring. In fact, it is so boring that this specific clip of me holding hands weirdly to compare ultrahot with Flight of the Monarchs looks way more interesting than the ultrahot shade itself. However, while I am not the best at logistics, having in mind that I could have painted 2 nails next to one another for this comparison, I am blessed with many, oh so many opinions. And while I do agree with myself on this that ultrahot is rather boring, I also acknowledge that the reason it is not my favorite is because Mooncat kind of shot themselves in the foot with releasing those multiple gorgeous and unique shades. And next to them, the simpler shades like ultrahot, while being great quality, just don't seem as exciting anymore. Take it like this. I said that ultrahot was released by OPI. I feel like we all would be very impressed, but for Mooncat, at least in my head, the bar is way higher. So even if the shade is not bad by any means, it's just not as good as the other Mooncat shades I own. So in conclusion, if you are an avid Mooncat collector, I think you will not be impressed by ultrahot, but if it is your first steps towards the indie polish world, I think you might like other more interesting shades. Flight of the Monarchs, But if you like to wear orange on your nailies a lot, then you might want to add ultrahot to your collection. Maybe. Did I mention I like reds? Well, now I did. I have had shroomdom for a while now, and I felt like it was a perfect time to get pandemonium. And I say perfect time not because of Christmas or anything. I just finally mentally convinced myself that I do need a fourth red. If you know me at all, which is highly unlikely, I rarely ever buy multiples of a color unless it's green, it's nude, blue, or pink. No, but they're all very different, I swear. And if you don't know me, well, hello there. Who sent you? A boring day at a job? Or perhaps the almighty YouTube algorithm that likes me for some reason, even though I never upload consistently? Anyways, pandemonium is an extremely bright orange-red jelly base filled with bright red microflakes. It makes the Holo Taco's hot take look like muted red next to it, which mind you is definitely not a muted red. Holo Taco's favorite sister also smokes somewhere in the corner if we compare the brightness of both. Even shroomdom is not as bright. Shroomdom looks like a cool red compared to pandemonium. Pandemonium is like a red forge in the hotness of the hells themselves. Also, completely unsolicited opinion of my husband. From all of those reds, he prefers pandemonium. So if you don't have it yet and your significant other is not very happy about you buying even more Mooncat, just say that my husband allowed you to buy it. Better yet, tell them that he bought it for me. It is that good. Next up, we have Nightcrawler. What a spooky name! It's quite dark, but a stormy gray jelly base filled with purple and red subtle shimmer. When I saw it in pictures, I thought I must have it. Then it arrived and it looked kinda ugly in the bottle. However, I applied it on my nails and was immediately in love. I just adore that moody right before the storm vibe and red-purple shimmer duo. Nightcrawler is fully opaque in 2 coats. I feel like I will get tons of use from Nightcrawler when I will be tired of the summer in early September when it's still okay hot, like too hot to wear my new cozy sweater of the season, or when I get to hell because I laughed at Epstein Hawking memes a little too hard, or because I'm not Christian, or because I had premarital sex. It's just so funny to me that the almighty God that created worlds, stars, and universes somehow has so much interest specifically in my vagina matters. What? Oh yes, nail polishes. I also got antivenom. It's a very subtle gray pearly base filled with fine green shimmer and various sizes of holographic flaky glitter. The glitters themselves are quite fine and I do see different sizes in the formula. Some are smaller than others, but they aren't big overall. Not like I'm a motherfucking supernova big. I applied 3 coats to reach a full opacity. I thought antivenom would be great addition to my greens repertoire, but honestly I don't like it in person that much. And it does have some formula issues, it is rather gloopy. In 2 coats only it lays rather splotchy, but after the 3rd one it seems way better. I even filmed it under the sun and it is pretty sparkly. I just wish that green shift would be more potent, more blinding, more green, much like the moonjelly we seen earlier with its beautiful purple-blue shift, but green to even more green shift instead. Next up we have plankton. It's quite a vibrant, almost acidic metallic green with scattered holographic glitter in it. I just wanted to ask plankton, does it hurt your back carrying my entire mental health through this dark and gloomy winter while being one of the brightest shades I own? Of course it doesn't. Nail polishes do not have pain receptors. Well, good for them, because I will wear the shit out of plankton until I see one green spike of grass poking through gray, sad, ugly, boring, muddy snow. Plankton required 3 coats to reach a full opacity because of its rather thin formula. I have only one regret about plankton. I am very sad that I didn't buy it sooner. Anyways, let's talk about Drown My Demons next. It has a dark and moody blue jelly base while it is filled with ultra-fine green shimmer. While not magnetized, it looks predominantly green, but upon magnetification, the shade truly pops. It requires 3 coats to reach a full opacity, but I am not only hot but occasionally smart as well, and I noticed that you could simply apply 1 coat of Into the Abyss and only 1 coat of Drown My Demons, then magnetize it and voila, 2 coats instead of 3. What will you do with all this extra time? Pet your cat? Wallow in self-pity? Support me on Patreon? Almost got you there. And here, the cherry on the cake. The Under the Sun swatches of all the polishes mentioned above. It is as much as a gift for you as it is for me, since I haven't seen the sun in approximately 12,000 years at least. Here we have Nightcrawler on the pinky, Pandemonium on the ring finger, ultrahot on the middle finger, and my new love Sandviper on the point finger. I believe it is very well seen in this clip as well how Sandviper has this ultra fine gold shimmer, whereas ultrahot does not. So Michelle, if you somehow are watching this, please add more of the Sandviper type of shimmer of all colors in your polishes. Next up we have a light color selection, Antivenom on the pinky, Sabertooth with glossy top coat on ring finger, Sabertooth and 1 coat of Moonjelly on the middle finger, I told you that looks nice, and Moonjelly on the pointer. And for the Ogre Chic hand we have Drown My Demons and Magnetized on the pinky, Drown My Demons magnetized on the ring finger, Plankton on the middle finger, and I thrown in a good old Tyrannosaurus Hex on the pointer just to compare it with Plankton. As you can see, Plankton is way brighter, and that fine green shimmer in it is an absolute slay. To round everything up, I feel like this purchase was really a hit or miss for me. I got both some gorgeous must-have shades and the shades that are probably gonna be decluttered. Of course, all in all, Mooncat still continues to be my favorite brand because I personally value originality of a nail polish brand above all the other criteria. One thing I must mention about the weird formulas like Sabertooth and Antivenom, I personally am okay getting a little bit more finicky formulas if the brand mentions in the description of the polish that the formula will be finicky. A perfect example of that is Christine from Hollow Taco. When she released her whole metallic line, she mentioned that any top coat might ruin the metallicness of those nail polishes, because all I ever actually wanted from the brands just to be transparent of what they sell. If only there was a person to try out those formulas before you release them. Someone who would give honest feedback. Someone with long and gorgeous green faded hair, a sexy Eastern European accent, and weird humor that everyone likes for some reason. I added my email in my channel's description, Michelle, if you like. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe, and see you in a few mental breakdowns. Bye!